In this next application problem of a linear equation, we have a given linear equation right here. C of x equals 150 plus 25x, and that's the cost of producing X number of car stereos. So we want to find the cost of producing 20 stereos. Well, function notation, we've got C of x equals 150 plus 25x. The cost to produce 20 would be putting a 20 in for x. Multiplying that out and getting 150 plus 500. And our total cost to produce 20 car stereos would be $650. Now let's talk about the two parts of the cost. There's this 150, and then there's this 25 times the number of stereos we produce. So that 25 times 20 amounted to $500. So that $500 might consist of the cost for just the stereos. So maybe the parts for the stereos, and then the people assembling the stereos. I don't even know if we call them stereos anymore. That's so funny. Car radios, car stereos. Now the $150, even if I produce 0 stereos, I'm still going to have a cost of $150. What? How can I still have a cost of $150? That $150, those are your fixed costs. So maybe the cost to rent the building in which you're going to be assembling the stereos. So even if I didn't assemble any stereos, I'd have to secure a building or a location, pay for the electricity, things like that. So your fixed costs that are going to be costs regardless of how many stereos you produce. Now, what's nice about the fixed cost is that as this cost gets bigger, as you produce more stereos, this portion of the cost is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's going to outweigh the $150 of fixed costs. Okay, now it says find the cost of producing 21 stereos. So C of 21 is going to equal 150 plus 25 times 21. And 25 times 21 is 525, I believe. Right? Yeah, 525. Indeed. And 150 plus 525, we got jets flying overhead, is $675. So for 20 stereos, $650. For $675 for 21 stereos. And the next says, what's the marginal cost? The marginal cost is the cost to produce one additional unit. So the cost to go, what is the marginal cost from X equals 20 stereos to X equals 21. So going from 20 to 21, the marginal cost is $25. The cost to produce one more additional unit is $25. Now, how can I get that? There's two different places that you can get that. I can take $675 for 21 stereos minus $650 for 20 stereos. Subtract those and I get the $25 to produce one stereo from X equals 20 to 21. Or there's another place I can look, and it happens to be the slope. Not sure if you heard that. Also happens to be the slope of the line. That's your marginal cost. When your cost function is linear. So when your cost function is linear, it is the slope that is your marginal cost. And then what's the significance of 150 in the cost function? So let's see if you remember what I said earlier. If you don't, you can hit rewind and you can make sure you jot it down. But the $150, drum roll, is your fixed cost. So your fixed costs. So fixed costs that are required no matter how many stereos. Even zero. Look, I want to be sure that you know that this is a zero. 0 stereos. Even if 0 stereos are produced. Even if 0 stereos are produced. You'd still have $150 in cost. So the fixed costs don't depend on how many stereos you make. It's just fixed. It's a constant value, never going to change. So there's 2 types of word problems that you'll have, 2 types of application problems. One where they might give you the function and then ask you to do some calculations, and another where they give you enough information to create 2 ordered pairs and write the function.